So how many of you have suffered from insomnia at some point in your life, and if not more so now during lockdown? What I have noticed over the last few months during this lockdown period is that so many of my friends are posting on Facebook that they're just not sleeping at night. And rightly so, our world has literally been turned upside down, and a lot of it is stress related. I just thought I'd share a bit of my own story because insomnia is something that is close to my heart because I've experienced it on a chronic basis, and it really did have a debilitating effect on my life, even me, my personality. When my youngest son was born, he had health issues, and as a result, he didn't sleep very well at all, which means I didn't sleep well. Eventually, when we were able to sort out his health issues, and he was sleeping, I couldn't sleep. And that's when I realized, oh my word, this is serious. It was so serious that it felt like someone had switched me on and I literally could not be switched off. Yes, there was a component of depression as well. Often the two go hand in hand. And it was something that I really had to look into and treat because it was affecting me and the way I was functioning. So I really felt to just share what has worked for me, kind of research I did during that time to get through it, and what is working for me now during this lockdown period to manage my stress. And I'm hoping that in some way I'll be able to assist you with some of your struggles in dealing with insomnia. If you do see a physician about insomnia, they will likely give you medication, usually short term, because some of the medication that is available for insomnia can create dependency. The other thing they'll do is give you a list of tips. They're called sleep hygiene tips, and you can actually Google them. They're really good tips, and they make sense in terms of how the human body works, what is known as a circadian rhythm, how your body is alerted to stay awake during the day and then gets into sort of a calming mode and is able to sleep at night. So some of the tips that are suggested is to try and go to bed at the same time every night. Make sure you switch off electronics a good few hours before bed, because they do obviously stimulate you. And the other thing is to avoid coffee, usually after 2 during the day, again a stimulant. To sleep in a cold, dark room, and then to get plenty of sunshine and exercise as far as possible. So the last two, well not last two, rather, the cold, dark room and the sunshine, you would think, well, those are a bit contradictory. How does that work? And essentially it works in terms of, if you have to explain the circadian rhythm of the body. So in the morning when you wake up, as sunlight or light hits your eyes, it triggers your adrenal glands to produce cortisol. And cortisol really helps to stimulate you, keep you awake during the day and get you going. However, if you are in a chronic state of stress, cortisol can increase in your system to such a degree that it actually then keeps you awake during the night when it shouldn't, because it's at such a high level, causing then chronic fatigue. And then to just go back into the normal circadian rhythm, in the evenings when it's dusk and when human beings didn't have electronics and artificial light, the human body would then naturally start producing melatonin. And as many of us know, melatonin is a hormone that helps us to sleep at night, basically calms us down and creates that kind of scratchy eye, sleepy, tired feeling and keeps us asleep. And so that's why it's so important to get sunlight during the day and make sure that you switch off anything that's triggering sort of lights at night time and stimulation at night time to enable you to actually get the melatonin to kick in and fall asleep and hopefully stay asleep. And last but not least, I would like to talk about how I've managed my stress, or recently learned how to manage my stress. And that is through something called meditation. And a lot of people will say, oh, you're joking. How can that work? That doesn't make sense. There's a ton of research. Well, actually, I lie. There's not a ton. There's some research to show that there is some benefit in doing meditations. The brain is an incredible organ. It can actually grow and shrink, or certain areas of the brain that is, as you use it more or use it less. So much like your body, if you exercise it, it gets stronger, you get fitter. There's some muscle memory, so if you stop for a while, you can kick in and kind of pick up quite quickly. What they've realized, or what scientists have realized through increasing technology over the years, MRI scans, for example, is that your brain doesn't actually stop evolving. It's something called neuroplasticity. So let's just go back a little bit. There's about 80 to 100 million neurons or brain cells in your brain. And each of these brain cells are linked together in intricate pathways with synapses where hormones are intertransferable basically to cause different reactions in your brain. And what happens is as you stimulate certain areas of your brain through, for example, reading, doing Sudoku, I don't know, there's all sorts of ways you can stimulate your brain, including meditation, that those neural pathways develop and actually evolve and grow. And the pathways that you ignore actually diminish and shrink. So there is really some method in terms, or there is really some merit rather, in terms of exercising your brain. One of the ways you can exercise your brain is through meditation. So meditation can take many, many forms, and some of it would just include prayer, for example, lying still, closing your eyes, breathing and praying. Two, for example, I've been doing a few guided meditations over this period. And what I've realized is how important it is to actually be able to just calm your mind, to be able to lie down on your bed or sit wherever, whatever works for you, and just breathe, to let stuff go and let the good stuff come. For those of you that are into practicing positive affirmations and the power of positive thinking, let me tell you something, it is extremely real. And during a period in lockdown when I was managing through some of my own anxieties and even self-worth issues and who am I, what am I, where am I going, why am I, meditation was the thing that got me through. Honestly, I can look at you in the eye right now and say to you, it is the thing that saved me. I believe in God. I am a Christian. It doesn't mean you have to be a Christian to meditate. If anything, Christians are against it because they think that it kind of opens your mind to strange things. And honestly, it doesn't. If anything, it's opened me up more. And it's helped me to just find myself, actually, and find my inner peace and experience healing. I have put some links in the description box below that will help you to look into meditation. You can do anything from short 5 minutes sort of breathing exercises to more intricate, esoteric, different stuff. But it's the most incredible practice that I've ever done. And it's been able to incorporate my beliefs and also help me to evolve as a person. So the reason why I'm sharing this is because had I known what I know now, I would have done this as a way to help me with my insomnia, the extreme anxiety, the overthinking, the guilt that I had when my little boy was struggling with insomnia. If I had known that I could love myself more, if I had known that I could release negativity and not own it and actually call in who I really am, and it's positive, it's not negative, guys. You are not born to live in negativity. You are not born to live in stress. You are not born to live in anxiety. There is a way out, and I hope that I can help you, and that is actually the entire reason for this video, because I know that there's a bigger picture out there, and it's not just the here and now and the physical. There's more to life than just what you feel, see, touch and hear, and it makes such a difference when you tap into that. So if you have any questions, I would love to answer them. I would love to support you. I can't answer everything, obviously, but I can just maybe share more of my journey with you. It's quite specific and quite spiritual. A lot of energy work that's been done. May sound quite weird to some people, but it's been the most amazing experience for me.